Hi, my name is Sam.
Hi, my name is Tiara. Let's make some sushi.
Okay, so today we're going to be making some sushi with some simple ingredients. We have our sushi nori. We're going to be using some sushi rice. We're going to be using some crab sticks. We're going to have some bell peppers, cucumbers. So let's cut some veggies now, okay? So we're going to start with the bell peppers, okay? I'm going to cut this out, pop out the top, take out the seeds. So I'm going to cut this in half, in quarters, okay? First in half, then in quarters. I'm going to give you 2, and that is going to have 2, yeah?
I'm going to cut it?
Yes, we're going to cut them in strips. That way, lengthwise. Make sure your knife goes all the way to the bottom, okay? Got good cutting skills, good handling of your knife, Tiara. So we've got our bell peppers cut. Next up is the cucumbers, okay? All right, so we're gonna cut both ends, okay? Both ends off. And then we're going to cut them in half.
I did it!
You did a good job, Tiara. Okay, and now you cut it in half. Well done, good job, way to go, okay? And now we're just going to trim the edges carefully. Now we're going to cut them in julienne, okay? You know julienne? What is julienne?
Wow.
It's not mommy, I know you were going to say that. Julienne is a cut that we say in the kitchen, okay? Or you can call them strips, okay? Can I help you?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Wow. Now that we have all our veggies ready, we just have one more thing to prep. We have some crab sticks, okay? So crab sticks will make your sushi yum. You can either cut them in halves or you cut them in quarters. I prefer to cut them in quarters, so it's easy to roll out on your sushi, okay? Good job. Wow. Do you want to open a restaurant with me? What do we call the name of our restaurant? Open restaurant? Open for everyone? Yeah? Okay, alright, let's see. So, we have our bamboo tree to roll out the sushi into nice shapes. And we're going to need some cling wrap to protect the bamboo tree from sticking to the sushi. You need a good amount of space. Put your bamboo just in the middle. You want to roll part of the cling wrap halfway through and the other part, just enough to go through the bamboo. We're going to fold, just close up this part, and there we go. This is called a nori, okay, seaweed, okay. The trick to this is the nori, the seaweed has got 2 parts, okay. There's a shining part, and then there's like a little bit of the dull part, okay, all right? We always want the shining part as the base of our sushi. And this is one of the most important ingredients while you're making your sushi, okay? Here we've got mirin, we've got rice vinegar, a bit of water, we've got salt and sugar. Okay, now this is how you flavor your rice, and this is how you also flavor your bell peppers, your veggies, okay? So we're going to toss a little bit of this in here and just let this get all that flavor in. We flavored the rice already, so we don't need to add more of that in there, okay? So this is a bit too much, okay? I'm going to use half of this for my sushi rolls, okay? So, and you always want to be very careful while you're doing this, okay? Make sure this is close to the tip, okay? Now I've kept some water here. The reason why I've kept some water is to always make sure that my hands are wet and not sticky to the rice while putting this into my nori. So I'm going to wet my hands in some clean water in a clean bowl, and I'm going to pick the rice, and we're just going to gently press this, okay? Good job, TT. Okay, so now that we have our rice covered all over the nori, now we're going to assemble. when you take Auntie Lisa out on a sushi date, are you buying or you're making your sushi? You're making it, yeah? Good job. Way to go. We're gonna put some QP mayo.
QP mayo.
Very important while you're rolling this to tuck this in and use the mat to roll. Okay? Okay, good. Good, TT. You roll, and now it's time for us to shape our sushi. Okay? There you go, TT. And voila! And this is your sushi. Wow! Do you like that? Can we see your sushi? Oh, that is brilliant, yeah? Good job, Tiara. Okay.
That is my sushi, that is Daddy's sushi.
Okay, good job, Tiara, good job. Okay, so now time to cut the sushi. So what you want to do is you want to cut it in half first, all right? And then we're going to cut into small pieces. Oh wow, Mama. Can I help you? It's best I help you on my board and with a proper knife, okay? So 2 tips on how to use your sushi chopsticks. First is to make like an OK sign like this, okay? All right? And you can put your first chopstick in there, and then you put the other one just inside, and you hold it. Just like this, yeah? Okay? And then you can easily pick up your sushi and place it just like this. I'm going to show you one more trick, okay, Tia? You can do this. Okay? Roll, roll, roll. And you see? You put it together like this, and then it's easy for you to pick, yeah? Good job! Thank you for watching. If you like this video,
Like, share, subscribe.